We are talking about the summary. So in the summary of the flowering plant, right, the anatomy of the flowering plant, the anatomically a plant is made up of different kinds of tissues, right? It known as simple tissues, it can be a complex tissues, right? Different kinds of tissues. The plant tissues are broadly classified into meristematic. The plant tissues are broadly classified into meristematic and permanent tissues, right? Now what are the meristematic tissues? These are apical tissues, apical meristematic tissues, lateral meristematic tissue, or intercalary meristematic tissue. Now what about the permanent tissues? They are simple and they are complex, as I told you. So plant tissues can be meristematic and permanent, right? The assimilation of food and its storage, transportation of water, minerals, and photosynthesis and mechanical support are the main functions of tissues. What tissue do? Assimilation of food and its storage, okay, transportation of water, minerals, and photosynthesis and mechanical support as the are the main functions of tissues, right? There are three types of tissue systems. First one is the epidermal tissue system, second one is the ground tissue system, and third one is the vascular tissue system. So these are three types of tissue systems, right? The epidermal tissue systems are made up of epidermal cells, stomata, and the epidermal appendages. So epidermal tissue systems are made up of epidermal cells, stomata, and the epidermal appendages, right? The ground tissue system forms the main bulk of the plant body, the main thing that causes the 90%. The ground tissue system forms the main bulk of the plant body. It is divided into three zones, this ground tissue. First one is the cortex, second one is the pericycle, and third one is the pith. So cortex, pericycle, and pith. Now the vascular tissue system, it is third type of vascular system, that is tissue system. So the third one is a vascular tissue system, is formed by the xylem and phloem. Okay, xylem and phloem on the basis of the presence of the cambium. Now inside the xylem and phloem there is a cambium, right? The location of xylem and phloem on the basis of the presence of cambium, and also the location of the xylem and phloem, the vascular bundle. So vascular bundle does have the xylem and phloem, and there is a cambium. So based on the position of themselves, the vascular bundles are of different types. The vascular bundles form the conducting tissue and translocate water, minerals, and food materials, right? So what does vascular bundles does? They have the xylem and phloem, and they have the cambium. They work as they are the conducting tissue. They translocate water and minerals and food materials, like phloem take place in the food material, and mainly xylem takes place in the translocation of the water. Now monocotyledonous and dicotyledonous plants show marked variation. They have the difference, but they show very marked variation in their internal structures. They differ in type, number, location of vascular bundles. They differ in type, they differ in number, they differ in location of vascular bundles. The secondary growth occurs in most of the dicotyledonous roots and stems. Even in the roots of dicot there is a secondary growth seen, and stem normally it does. Now exercise: draw illustration to bring out the anatomical difference between monocot root and dicot root, monocot stem and dicot stem. Okay, so monocot root and dicot root, right? Monocot stem and dicot stem. Guys, I can tell one difference, like monocot root they are the polyarch condition, and dicot root they are the 2 to 4 xylem bundles, right? Monocot stem and dicot stem, like hypodermis made up of cholenchyma in dicot stem, and scalenchyma in monocot stem. Like, cut a transverse section of a young stem of a plant from your school garden and observe it under the microscope. How would you ascertain whether it is a monocot stem or a dicot stem? Give reasons. Like monocot stem, as I told you, if sclerenchymatous, cholenchymatous, monocot stem, ground tissue is not differentiated. Okay, and in dicot stem ground tissue is differentiated, and there is a like cholenchyma there is, like for in the hypodermis region. So these are some reasons. Or maybe dicot stem they show the secondary growth, and monocot stem they do not show the secondary growth, right? Now third question is the transverse section of a plant material shows the following anatomical features. Okay, the vascular bundles are conjoined, scattered, and surrounded by sclerenchymatous bundle sheets, right? The sclerenchymatous bundle sheath, right? Now the fluent parenchyma is absent. So the fluent parenchyma is absent. So what will you identify it as? So we are talking about the monocot stem, right? What is stomatal apparatus? Stomatal apparatus, it is made up of uh, it is made up of like subsidiary cells, then there is guard bean cells, and then is the stomatal aperture. So these three things makes the stomatal apparatus, right? Explain the structure of stomata with a label diagram, as you know. Now fifth question is, name the three basic tissue systems. We are studying all the three basic systems in the summary, right? The first one is the ground tissue no, first epidermal tissue system, second one is the ground tissue system, and third one is the vascular tissue system. So three types of tissue system in flowering plants. Give the tissue names under each system, right? What is the study? How is the study of plant anatomy useful to us? Okay, describe the internal structure of a dorsiventral lip with the help of the label diagram. So your chapter is done in here. That's it.